Have you ever heard of a Greek god so powerful, so dangerous, that even Zeus himself was forced to strike him down and effectively erase him from the Olympian pantheon? This isn't merely a tale of divine jealousy or ancient rivalry. This is the haunting story of Asclepius, the forbidden god of healing, whose miraculous abilities posed such an existential threat to the cosmic order that he was violently cast out by the very gods meant to protect humanity. In this deep exploration of forgotten mythology, we uncover the true story of Asclepius, a figure who not only healed the sick, but dared to resurrect the dead, forcing the gods to confront the terrifying possibility of mortality undone. His tale challenges everything we think we know about divine authority, the boundaries between gods and mortals, and the price of ultimate compassion. Asclepius's journey begins in tragedy and divine wrath. Born of Apollo, the radiant god of prophecy and healing, and Coronis, a mortal Thessalian princess, Asclepius came into the world under heartbreaking circumstances. Coronis, unfaithful while pregnant with Apollo's child, was struck down by his wrath. But in a rare act of divine mercy, Apollo rescued the unborn infant from her burning funeral pyre. Entrusted to the centaur Chiron, the wisest teacher of mythological heroes, Asclepius was trained in every healing art imaginable. Under Chiron's tutelage, he became a master not only of surgery and herbalism, but of the arcane forces that could banish illness and restore the gravely ill. The rod of Asclepius, a staff entwined with a single serpent, became the enduring symbol of his power, a timeless emblem still associated with medicine today, embodying renewal, transformation, and the mystical boundary between life and death. Asclepius's compassion grew alongside his skill. His healing miracles became legend, curing the blind, curing plagues, and easing unrelenting suffering. But it was his final, most daring act that would condemn him. He brought a dead mortal back to life. In a moment that defied the fundamental laws of existence, Asclepius breached the sacred boundary between the living and the dead. This was not just an act of divine defiance, it was a cosmic rupture. Mortality, the one unbreakable law that defined humanity and separated them from the divine, was being unraveled. His resurrection of the dead disrupted the natural order decreed by the fates and enforced by the Olympians, threatening the flow of souls to the underworld and shaking the pillars of divine authority. The gods could tolerate compassion, but not rebellion. The repercussions were swift and catastrophic. Hades, god of the underworld, saw his realm being emptied and his power diminished. Furious, he appealed to Zeus, warning of the danger Asclepius posed to the fabric of reality. Zeus, protector of the cosmic balance and enforcer of divine law, could not ignore such a threat. With a thunderbolt, the most fearsome weapon in existence, Zeus obliterated Asclepius in a single act of divine justice. The message was unmistakable. Even the most noble intentions could not be allowed to violate the eternal boundary between life and death. Asclepius was effectively banned from the pantheon, his name struck from Olympus. But his death sparked another divine upheaval. Apollo, devastated by the murder of his son, retaliated with fury, killing the Cyclopes, the divine smiths who had forged Zeus's thunderbolts. This unthinkable act of vengeance shook the heavens, prompting Zeus to punish Apollo by forcing him to serve a mortal king for a year. Even gods were not above divine retribution. Yet through this cycle of wrath and punishment, Asclepius's legacy endured, not in Olympus, but among mortals. In time, Zeus relented, perhaps moved by Asclepius's benevolence, perhaps out of guilt, and placed him among the stars as the constellation Ophiuchus, the serpent-bearer. Even more significantly, the cult of Asclepius flourished across the ancient world. Temples known as Asclepieions rose in his honor, functioning as some of the earliest wellness centers and hospitals in history. Pilgrims journeyed from across Greece to undergo purification, participate in dream incubation rituals, and seek healing from sacred snakes, symbols of Asclepius's divine presence. These sanctuaries blended science and spirituality in ways that modern medicine still echoes today. The story of Asclepius didn't just inspire temples and legends, it laid the foundation for ethical medicine itself. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, was said to be descended from Asclepius, and the Hippocratic oath, "Do no harm," reflects the legacy of this divine healer who dared to go too far in his mercy. Yet Asclepius's tale is more than a historical footnote. It's a myth that dares to ask, was his banishment a necessary act to preserve the order of life and death? Or was it the tragic silencing of a god who cared too deeply? Was Zeus protecting the cosmos or suppressing the only true hope of conquering death? The gods claimed dominion over fate, but Asclepius's actions brought them face to face with a mortal truth: that healing, even when miraculous, must sometimes defy the heavens. His tale forces us to consider the cost of compassion, the fear of divine overreach, and the human longing to overcome death. In this myth, medicine and mortality are no longer just mortal concerns. They are battlegrounds for cosmic control. Asclepius's tragic end wasn't just divine punishment, it was a revelation of the gods' own limits and insecurities. So what do you think? Was Asclepius a hero, a threat, or something far more complex? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this mythological deep dive into the tragic fate of the forbidden healer compelling, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow mythology enthusiasts, and subscribe for more immersive journeys into ancient lore, hidden history, and the stories that still shape our understanding of power, morality, and the divine.